There's a level of mental and physical strength that makes a person seem invincible. And today, you're going to discover how one man achieved it 400 years ago, and how you can do the same. Have you ever met someone who doesn't break, who faces anything without hesitation, without retreat, without bargaining with themselves, while everyone else is making excuses, while everyone else gives up at the first obstacle? This person continues, and people say, he's lucky. She was born like that. He just knows the right people. But the truth is, there is a price most people don't want to pay. Yet there was one man in Japan during the Tokugawa era who did pay it fully. He won over 60 duels starting at age 13, and he never lost. You already know his name, Miyamoto Musashi. He wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the fastest, but he built something no one could break, a mind without hesitation, and a body without limits. Before he died, he wrote everything in Gorin no Sho, the Book of 5 Rings. Inside those pages is a map, a method, for transforming yourself into someone people look at and whisper, how is that even possible? But there's a catch. Musashi's method isn't about adding. It's about eliminating everything that makes you weak. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe, like the video, and comment below. What mental or physical weakness do you want to eliminate? Your engagement helps this channel grow, and I love reading your comments. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1, The Awakening. Meet Lucas, 32 years old, engineer, 2 kids, a normal life, with a not-so-normal problem. Lucas was weak, not physically, not mentally. He was weak everywhere. He bought gym memberships 3 times, quit 3 times. Started diets on Monday, broke them by Wednesday. Set alarms, hit snooze 7 times. He froze in tough conversations. He avoided conflict. He passed responsibility to others. He wasn't living, he was reacting. Until one day, in the middle of an important meeting, Lucas had a panic attack in front of his boss. Heart racing, hands sweating, room spinning. At the doctor's office, the diagnosis was simple: stress, anxiety, and lack of mental conditioning. The doctor said something that hit like a punch. Your body is responding to threats that don't exist because your mind isn't trained to distinguish danger from discomfort. Lucas went home and began to research. How do you train the mind? How do you build real strength? And that search led him to Miyamoto Musashi and the realization that Musashi didn't write a philosophy book. He wrote a manual of warfare for life. Chapter 2, The Principle of Elimination. The first lesson Lucas read shocked him. Have no preferences. Do not depend on any particular weapon. Confusing. Until Musashi explained, your strength cannot depend on perfect conditions. If you can only train when the gym is open, if you can only be calm when the room is quiet, if you can only focus when you slept well, you are weak. Musashi trained in the sun, rain, cold, heat, with swords, without swords, day and night, because the enemy does not wait for your convenience. Lucas realized his entire discipline depended on external things. So he eliminated them. He started with one simple rule: 20 push-ups every day, anywhere, anytime. No excuses. Week 1 easy. Week 2 soreness. Week 3 a work trip. Week 4 he caught the flu. Normally this is where he'd quit. But Musashi had written, practice must continue regardless of circumstances. So Lucas kept going. Hotel push-ups, sick push-ups, low energy push-ups. Never zero, and something inside him began to change. Chapter 3, Heijoshin, the still mind. By day 40, Lucas's body was improving, but his mind still spiraled with worry. Then he found Musashi's most important lesson: Heijoshin, the everyday mind, a mind unchanged by fear or excitement. Musashi said, in battle, your mind should be the same as when you are drinking tea: calm, present, unmoving. How is that possible? By training yourself not to react. So Lucas tried something new. Whenever anxiety rose, in traffic, at work, in arguments, he simply observed it. My heart is racing, my palms are sweating, my jaw is tight. Just noticing. No judgment, no escape, no reaction. The first breakthrough came when his boss yelled at him. The old Lucas would freeze. But this time he stayed calm, spoke clearly, held his ground. He had accessed Heijoshin, the mind that does not move. Chapter 4, Senshi no Michi, the way of the warrior. But Musashi warned, a calm mind without a strong body is incomplete. After 60 days, Lucas was stronger, but not yet truly tested. So he made a commitment: 100 push-ups a day for 30 days, no matter what. Day 1, 45 minutes. Day 5, arms shaking. Day 10, wife said he was overdoing it. Day 15, 20 minutes. Day 30, 12 minutes. No breaks. But the real transformation was internal. When you do something you once thought impossible, difficulty loses its power. This was Sini no Michi. Not talent, not motivation, just becoming a person who does not quit. Chapter 5. Zanshin. The mind that remains. Lucas was calmer, stronger, but not yet unbreakable. Then he learned Zanshin, permanent consciousness. Not tension, not paranoia, just presence. The battle ends only when you are truly safe. So Lucas practiced. After finishing push-ups, he stood still for 30 seconds. After a meeting, he sat quietly before touching his phone. This tiny habit changed everything. 90 days in, people noticed. You're different. You're more present. You don't get shaken. They were right. Chapter 6. Fudoshin, the unmoving mind. The ultimate test came on day 105. An emergency meeting. The company was downsizing. Lucas was being fired. The old Lucas would panic. But this new version only felt a moment of shock, and then calm. Okay, what's the schedule? His boss was stunned. His coworkers cried, called home, froze. Lucas updated his resume, networked, interviewed. By day 23, he had 3 job offers. He picked one with a 40% higher salary. Why? Because he had built Fudoshin, the mind with deep roots. Chapter 7. Hyoho. The strategy of void. Musashi wrote, do not intend to win. Intend not to lose. It sounds similar, but it's entirely different. Trying to win creates openings. Not losing eliminates weakness. In his new job, Lucas didn't try to impress. He simply made no mistakes, showed up on time, delivered everything he promised. No drama, no overreaching. 3 months later, promoted. You're not the smartest, his boss said, but you're the most reliable. Reliability beats brilliance. This was his, the strategy of emptiness. Chapter 8. Sutemi. Letting go of the self. 6 months in, Lucas was stronger than ever. But he had one fear left. What if I stop? Will everything collapse? Then he read Musashi's final lesson, Sutemi, abandoning the self. Musashi's last words. I regret nothing, I fear nothing, I desire nothing. Lucas decided to detach completely. He stopped counting days, stopped posting progress, stopped looking for validation. Training continued, but without ego, without fear, without identity. And something unusual happened. People around him grew uncomfortable, because someone with no fear, no hesitation, and no need for approval becomes a mirror. They saw what they weren't, and it hurt. Chapter 9. The complete transformation. 1 year later, Lucas wasn't improving anymore. He had removed everything unnecessary. He no longer tried to be disciplined. He simply couldn't be undisciplined. Training wasn't something he did. Training was who he was. Musashi called this Kenzen Ichi. The sword and Zen are one. You don't train, you are training. You don't meditate, you are meditation. People asked, how do you have so much discipline? Lucas answered, I don't. I eliminated the part of me that wanted to quit. Musashi died alone in a cave at 62. No wealth, no fame, no followers. But he left behind something priceless, mastery over himself. His final words, I regret nothing. How many people can say that? The question isn't, how did Musashi do it? The question is, why aren't you doing it? You have the same body, the same hours in the day, access to the same knowledge. What you lack isn't ability, it's willingness. Willingness to eliminate dependencies. Willingness to practice until it becomes identity. Willingness to abandon everything non-essential. Most people choose comfort. But if you've watched this far, you're not most people. So tell me in the comments, what is the first weakness you will eliminate? What is the first addiction you will destroy? If this video inspired you, subscribe, activate notifications, and leave a like. Strength that scares others is the only strength worth having. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.